Let's begin. Born in Durban, South Africa, who could possibly guess this precocious, limp-wristed little boy would grow up to be the Queen of Eastvan? The cocked wrist alone, although suspicious, could never predict his fate. 1 year later, the 3-year-old would witness this film for the very first time. Ta-da! He would be exposed to cross-dressing, incestuous, bisexual, homicidal aliens with a god complex who engaged in illegal organ harvesting while singing catchy, ferocious, sensual, glamorous, ecstasy-inducing songs. By the age of 8, he's growing into quite the dorky, vague kid who hates sports but loves picking flowers in drama classes. He isn't very popular at his South African school. Although he didn't have many friends, he was never lonely, because he rather preferred the company of his large, crazy family, who also loved the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Often, at family gatherings, the entire family would sing along to the soundtrack. Here we have our hero with his aunt and mother doing a spirited rendition of There's a Light over at the Frankenstein plays. He also liked to wear his mother's heels and proposition strangers to offer himself for 5 rand. It was a very bizarre game that guests usually enjoyed. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, although not directly a queer film, further developed the boys' love of strong female leads, catchy music, a little choreo, and a kick-ass outfit with big hair. The final scene, where Helen Hunt enters in a horse-drawn chariot with a white horse and gigantic hair with a big crown thing, has been burned into my mind. Always make an entrance. At the age of 13, in his first year at high school, his English teacher told the class about the movie Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It would challenge his love of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Did the teacher know something he didn't know? Was she trying to tell him something specifically? Still oblivious to his destiny, he fell in love regardless. A year later, he emigrated to Canada. 1 year later, he came out of the closet and fell in love with Interview with a Vampire and The Crow. Just like Rocky Horror, a creature of the night started growing inside of him. An anarchistic, antisocial, darkness-loving hunter. Still to this day, going after men is known as hunting. Ooh, I've mixed up my slides. Goodness gracious. 19. So here we have our hero on Halloween, his only opportunity to really explore his darker side. His mother, we found out once he came out, was a raging homophobe and didn't quite enjoy his newfound interest. He also discovered theater at this age and finds the play and then the film Lilies. The lead character is played by Brent Carver, a fantastic Canadian who plays the lead as a woman. Fantastic. Let me gather my slides here because I'm now just very confused. Oh look, it's me in various different states of drag. Still not sure that I'm going to become a drag queen yet, but at every opportunity, theater openings, New Year's Eve parties, I'm donning a dress. At about the same time, I discover Wilde the playwright and Wilde the film. The witty, intelligent, long hair, cane-toting lead rubs off, and I decide to grow my hair long and start wandering around the school campus with a cane. It's glamorous. Hedwig and the Angry Inch. At 21, I fell in love. It finally topples the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Priscilla. Keeping in mind that at this point I'd been watching the Rocky Horror 3 times a year on an average for 16 years. The lead struggled to find his sense of self, echoed my own sentiment. I just had my heart broken. While in Australia, I'm traveling around for a year trying to discover myself, still not hearing the universe tapping on my psyche. I go to see Connie and Carla with a dear friend. The entire Vancouver drag scene is in this film, if you haven't noticed, including Joni. Most of the queens I now work with, hilarious enough. While living in Toronto with my another unfortunate soul who had no idea he was going to become a drag queen himself, now my husband, Peach Cobbler, we discover Michelle Ross, and she's ecstatic. We go see her 3 times a week, and she is larger than life and gorgeous. I have the opportunity to play my own versions of Frankenfurter. I've also had the opportunity to travel. This was actually in Campbell River. We were hired to go to the island. Fabulous, fabulous experience. I've also had the opportunity to play Hedwig, just briefly on stage. There's something about being able to be up on stage and reliving all these moments of your childhood that spark something exciting and delightful in all of us. All these films have made a major impact on who I am. There's the films like Lilies and Wild have brought out the delicate, proper, feminine side in my classic looks. I also have the showgirl looks. Films like Priscilla, Connie and Carla, and of course Girls Just Want to Have Fun have influenced these. On stage, I have the ability to use my theater training to create the larger-than-life looks that I believe queens are responsible for. Oh, I'm lost again. And the risque looks, thank you, Interview with a Vampire, and thank you, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I get to explore some of those darker tendencies in a healthy, creative manner. Yes, absolutely. What else? You can tell that I'm completely lost. So, at 28, I went back to South Africa. I was half Canadian, half South African, and I was there for 3 months, and the going away party, of course, was a Rocky Horror themed going away, thanks to my aunt and uncle, who were dressed in lingerie, wigs, and makeup. And it occurred to me at that point that if I need to ask the question, who am I, cinema, I'm a drag queen. Thank you, cinema. Yeah.